Yo, what's up? This is the Slip Encounter Podcast. We're here at the Kenichi Bed Studios. My name is BINK, and this is my partner, GOLDENBOY.
What's up, baby?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
You know, it's always good when I'm here with my guys, man.
Indeed.
And Miss K.
Yes, indeed. Got the producers in the building showing some love. Hey, man, so this is a Hump-Day episode. It's the middle of the week for a lot of folks. How was your week so far?
Good. Sleep.
You got a lot of sleep this week?
Hell yeah, I got a lot of sleep this week.
Man, I wish I could say the same.
My bad.
You gonna rub it in, though?
My bad.
I'm over. It's really Hump Day. It's really Hump Day, like struggling.
Oh
man. Hey, man, let's get into it, though, man. Let's get into it. So we had a fight
so you
last
can run
weekend.
and go to sleep, right?
I'm running straight home and going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But for
Hey,
sure,
let's go,
this is for sure a grind. But this is what we love to do. Bring this entertainment, this content to y'all. So look, man, last weekend, we had a pretty decent fight. Danny Garcia in a comeback victory against Jose Benavidez. What's your opinion on the fight, how it played out?
Give me my props first.
I'm going to give you props, man. You called it.
Thank
You
you.
called it to a T.
Because Danny did exactly what I said Danny was going to do. He going to come out there and take it back to the amateurs and box the seat pattern, touch him, keep touching. I'm surprised he wore Grants instead of Reyes.
Right.
But you keep touching them, turning them, whatever, and then for some reason Jose chose not to show up.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what made the fight for casuals, I guess, hard to watch. But Danny boxed beautiful.
No, for sure. I feel like Jose chose the safe route. He fought a very safe fight against Danny. I feel like he was worried about the left hook. I saw he mentioned that a couple times in the press conferences, like, all he got is a left hook. And I mean, Danny didn't really land that many. But then again, it didn't give as much. It didn't give Danny enough to really get off. There was a few instances where Danny got off. What was it? The last round, he got off, and I want to say he got off on him later in the fight as well. Was a knockout too far-fetched for Danny, or do you think the style just wasn't there for him? Jose didn't give him the opening to go get the knockout.
Well, they didn't give him the opening. It just wasn't. He wasn't looking for. I mean, you don't want to go in there looking for it, but if it came, it came.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then, but honestly, he probably was thinking in his head, if I stop him, I stop him. But my goal is to get the rounds in with this sitting on this new weight. See how I move for these first 8 rounds. If I catch him late, cool. But let's see how these first 8 go. See how my body feels or whatever.
Yeah.
And you start to see he'll touch him with a flurry. Last 2 shots be hard, or last one be hard.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this then. In my most humble opinion, I know Danny went up to 154. I know he been saying leading up to the fight that 154 is more of his natural weight, even though he fought at 140 and 147.
Damn lie.
He been saying he felt more, himself at 154. He didn't have to drain himself to make those lower weights. But when he got in the ring, he didn't even look like 154. He looked like a welterweight still last weekend, right?
His back was a little wider, but I mean, that's about it.
He still looked like a welterweight. He didn't look like a 154. So how do you think he fares against a Tony Harrison or I know he called out Tony Harrison. And then he also called out he want to go up to middleweight at a catchweight
to fight
Laura for his belt. So does that even count as how do you dissect that in Danny's plan to go get a 3rd world title?
You know, it's been a long day for me, Bink.
I'm telling you.
For both of us.
Yeah.
Why you want to play with my emotions like
I gotta
this
ask
right
the
now?
hard questions. That's my job.
That's not a plausible question. He doesn't. What you banking on? Laura get old? Is that what you banking on? Laura get old. Okay, you want to do a catchweight at that instead of going. What you gonna do? What you gonna do to catchweight at 55, 58?
He said 55.
That's not a middle. That's a junior middleweight fight. That's literally what dudes at Rosecroft, like any fighter early in their career, you'll see a lot of times as they get before they get to the top 15. Some of their TBA fights may say, let's say if he a 40-pounder, it'll say 40 plus 2 or something like that on the contract.
Right.
So you're gonna fight for the middleweight belt
at 55
at a junior middleweight pound cash it. Like that's what you really trying to do.
Right.
But it's instead of, and I got nothing but love for Danny, but you want to not do what a lot of your great countrymen undone. Like one I can name easily, Tito Trinidad. Another one, El Radar. Wilfred Benitez. Guys didn't ask for no catch weight. It was what it was. I see you when I see you.
Right.
So why you need Laura and all of them to do this catch weight? Look,
I don't like
I'm
that
not
fight
going
against
in with
Laura.
that, no.
I don't like Danny against Laura. I don't think that's a good fight. Laura may be old as hell, but I feel like he's still fast. He's still athletic. He can still go. I don't like that fight for Danny.
I'm about to pop another Advil in a minute. We keep staying on this stuff. I swear to God.
But no, we got to. So real quick. So Tony Harrison want to fight Danny. Tony Harrison's a true 154. He's a big 154.
With just the right enough amount of not enough pop.
Right. I'm trying to imagine and envision how that fight plays out. You know what I'm saying? Is Tony gonna come in there and play it safe, or he gonna go in there and wild out like he did with Charlo?
So you mean to tell me with Danny Garcia, folks? All right, this good. We got the camera on both of us. Good. So y'all see this guy right here, right? This one.
You talking about me?
All right, engineers, y'all see this, right? This guy is saying Tony Harrison. Kenichi, look at me. Look at me. We here, right? We here, right? This one, your man's, is saying, Mr. Will, come get your man's. He just said that is Tony Harrison gonna be a little bit worried, or is he gonna play? Not worried, but like play it safe in the ring when he come out there to the circle with Danny. Have you forgotten some of the beatings this man done took?
Exactly.
You really think somebody that much smaller, he gonna be sitting there like, man, he ain't gonna be, I bet you amount of money, that will be the least amount of times you see Tony Harrison working on the outer perimeter of the ring.
So you
doing an O-pad.
So you think he'll stand in the middle
right
of the ring and bang with Danny?
He ain't gonna bang, but he gonna be, same thing that you saw Danny do to Jose. Tony will do to him in the inner circle of the ring. He will not be doing an O pattern like he do most of his fight. He'll be doing a straight C pattern, cracking him, and then sitting on that stuff. And of course, Danny's gonna be able to take it because he's always in shape, got good vision. He sees stuff before it comes, and he's able to take it well, or get his hand up to catch and shoot.
Right.
But, bruh,
the only disadvantage I see in that fight really is Danny ain't fast enough to keep up with Tony.
Hell no.
That's the only thing.
Hell no.
It's a hard matchup. All these matchups at 154, I think, are tough for Danny. I know he won all the top guys. Or he said he won all the top guys, but I just don't. I don't know. He ain't filling out yet at that weight for me.
I know you sleepy, so I'm gonna give you a story time. Everybody, pay attention. Come here, kitty. Sit in with Uncle Sid. All right.
Go ahead, bro.
There was a guy from Old Hillcrest Gym by the name of Jared Hurd. Guy who was considered freaking huge for 54. And he signed a contract to fight some guy named Tony Harrison. Now, I immediately found out, and I told him, you ain't outboxing no Dan. You ain't outboxing no Tony, bro. It ain't happening like that. You not outboxing. It's too much there. Your whole thing is walking forward. Go watch when he fought Willie Nelson and think off that. Whole camp was all, how he stopped him when he rocked off and threw the brick. That was worked on all camp. I said you gonna lose the first 3-4 rounds.
Right. Try
to win one of them, but mainly just try to establish walking forward. Because I remember it was Nesto, Billy, Pan, all of us was right there talking. And Bill was like, yeah, this was basically told him because Tony will get mentally fatigued before he gets physically fatigued. And you know, once your anxiety goes up more, it would exhaust you quicker.
No, for sure.
You mean to tell me he ain't got some dude that's shrinking to get to 154 way more than Danny's shrinking? And he ain't got to worry about some big dude leaning on him? Or a Latino fighter always just throwing nonstop punches. And you got this guy who's going to probably go the exact same pace as Tony. And he could pick him apart with them long arms right there and know that I could touch him here, pop, touch him there real quick. He's not going to be this. Easy. That's an easy night. I hate to say it, it's an easy night. He got to pray to God that he slides in like he did Amir Khan and just heave-ho. Right. And hopefully is there.
I mean, that's Danny's thing too. He a naturally gifted counterpuncher. So I mean, you know, maybe there is a shot. It ain't a 0% chance he catch Tony with some crazy shit.
Correct, but what's the price he gonna pay before he gets close enough?
He gonna pay the price.
For how long?
But if anybody could pay the price, it's Danny.
For how long? And you don't want your guy paying that price.
You don't, but it's Danny. Talking about Danny Garcia.
At an older age, man.
He 34 years old.
Yes, 34, but...
I'm about to put you on blast. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, he a couple years older than you.
Yes.
You still in your prime?
Guess what? Danny grew up in the gym. I grew up in the gym. The thing Danny has over me, sparring, we 1-1. Top guys, I spar top guys. But the difference with Danny is he didn't have a health issue, so he was in tournament after tournament after tournament. That's even worse.
So he got the wear and tear.
He turned pro. The wear and tear.
Hey, somebody get this boy a fire extinguisher. Hey, get him a fire extinguisher, man. Hey, I gotta ask these loaded questions, man. Somebody gotta ask the hard questions.
That was a taco for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Extra sour cream. Hey, man. Look. So I know we talked before this, and it's some things you wanted to get off your chest. You've been waiting all week to get this stuff off your chest. Some things you want to expose to the world. Some knowledge you gained about the Jake Paul and Hakeem Rockman.
That's where we going with this?
That's where you wanted to go, so we gonna go there. So go ahead and get yourself situated.
Go ahead, warm up the crowd.
Let's
DJ.
wait on Golden Boy.
Warm up the crowd, DJ.
Man, when I tell y'all he been on my line every day, like, BINK, we gotta get on. We gotta get on and talk about this, man. Like, I can't take it no more. That's the reason why we here right now, 11 o'clock at night in the studio, because he couldn't help himself. He had to get this off his chest. So go ahead and get comfortable.
All right, man.
And shout out to Art & Co, man. They got some fire apparel, man. Make sure y'all check them out.
Yes,
make sure y'all go follow Kenichi Bed on Instagram too. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, BINK Boxing.
Yes, indeed.
And please don't forget the new Slip Encounter podcast. Don't forget that either.
This is my thing. I told you this months ago. Because I told you you're right, and I also added something else. You remember what I said? It was the whole thing about him giving $1 million to the people, right?
Paying the extra, the undercard.
That was a beautiful thing. And he basically shitted on a lot of promoters. Like, all right, well, you ain't never saw Floyd do that, right? But this is my thing. Let's keep it all the way tall. You doing all of that, and I said to BINK, is he really doing that for them? Or is he doing that to make people like you, myself, and others like, oh, yeah, he really care about the fights, man. That's a real thing. You think about it like, oh, it's all good. That makes you not be so critical of him.
Yeah.
That makes you get a little less critical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, all right, dang, that was a real thing because you don't see it often.
Right.
But now, this situation with Lil Rock, before we even get to Little Rock, you pay, from what I was told, he paid about $500,000 to get the night for MSG.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how true this is, but this is what I was told. You got Amanda on the card. I'm pretty sure you got to pay her $1 million. Because now where she is, if you already paid her $1 million, you gonna have to fight tooth and nail to get her to reverse that.
Ain't no backtracking.
Exactly. So you did that. Then you got all these other guys on the card. Regis Prograis, all these other guys that have fought on these cards with Jake Paul spoke highly of him. Oh yeah, man, he do this, he'll do that, whatever. But now, if you done put all this money into this, and now you back out of the card, that don't make no sense at all. Now nobody get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet as it's kept for folks, you think, oh, the tickets that you pay, okay, I bought this ticket to see this fighter, or whatever, put it on their purse. When that fighter don't fight no more, that fighter don't get paid. If he got a good relationship with the promoter, may kick him some money on the side, or if he already signed to a promoter, of course, sometimes they may get a monthly stipend, whatever, depending on who the fighter is, what he's able to negotiate. But it don't work like that. Basically, it is what it is. You ain't step in the square, you don't get paid. That's just keep it that way, right? From what I've been told, there was a replacement besides Lil Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I know very well. His name is Musin Kassan. Y'all may know him as the Muslim boxer who got real famous on Instagram with Steven Jackson and all those guys. Dude, if I've seen him fight multiple times, first time I ever met him, he was sparring Alantez Fox at Hillcrest. That was the first time I met him. Besides seeing him fight. Always had a good relationship with him. But he was in camp with Lil Rock. Mm-hmm. This is what I was telling you, man. I found out some stuff.
Right.
So he was in camp with Lil Rock this whole time. And they told him, well, Musin is training at cruiserweight. If I can't make the weight or whatever, you can easily sub him in. Now, if it's that serious, because you know how Jake Paul like to do, all these fighters are so hard to deal with. They're all ducking me. The fuck? Like, yo,
Hey,
son,
Slim.
Slim, bruh.
It's comical, bro. It's really
him
comical.
and Rolly and the stuff that come out their mouth and what they believe.
It's pure comedy. It's
But,
WWE.
but I can respect Rolly more because I've heard about Rolly for years.
Yeah.
Like Rolly, man, I don't care who it is. Anytime, anyway, he sparred at Mayweather, made his bone, good or bad.
Right, Rolly really stepped on
He went in. He did the process. Jake is coming along. He's not as green as he was before. He's a little more brown. But point being, this is the same dude who knocked out Ben Askren, who got up off the couch to fight him for this big bag and cannot box worth a lick. And you jumped up on the turnbuckles and was crying like it was Rocky IV.
Throwing the damn time.
Dog, like, remember when Rocky stopped Drago and he was like this and crying with the gloves on his face?
Yeah.
Jake did the same joke, dog.
The ugly stuck face.
Sam, what the fuck? You ain't doing nothing. Son, I ain't never felt like my father so much in my life. Like, man, you ain't fought nobody. Like, I swear, bruh.
Yeah.
So you do that, and you want to sit there and make these list of guys that you fought when you know he's come along, but at best, he's a novice. You can't even put him in the pals. You can't even put him in the pals right now against some of these open guys. They will kill him. They will hurt him. Headgear and all will do serious damage to him. So many guys I could think of off the top of my head that in the amateurs right now to the pro that if you took him and put him in the amateur circuit, he would not make it past regionals. He would probably win states. He really would. I really believe that but you gotta also remember what state he from. He from Ohio.
Loaded with
straight
boxes.
monsters down there. In lower weight class. Slim. Who he beat? Who? Nobody. He's not. No. And then on top of that, you could have easily did this. Let's get away from this narrative of, well, Lil Rock signed the contract. That shit been going on since the dawn of time in this fight game. Even in your sport, I had this conversation with you. In your sport with football, you get that call, man, you supposed to stay ready because you never know we're going to need your cleats. You never know what camp they're going to call you for, or trial, whatever. That's been going on in boxing forever, guys. Buddy McGirt took his first title fight on 1 week notice. Sparred Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rested Saturday, for Sunday. That's been going on since the dawn of time. You stay right. My father one time got a call, and my mother was like, "What? How would you?" He said, "That's why I make sure I stay ready. You never know we're gonna get that call. You have to always. You never know we're gonna get that call for that bag or that opportunity, and that be the guy that puts you on another pedestal that you beat." So let's get away from this narrative of Rock. Oh, why did he sign this? And then the New York State Athletic Commission, from what I was told, saw the weight and was like, "You can't do that." And they gave him like an extra 5 pounds or something like that, and extra hydration or whatever. Sean Porter even called it before all of this happened. And you remember what I said? I didn't say it on here. I basically said I did the Big Baby one. I was like, when Big Baby was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua, and I was like, man, I believe this fight gonna happen when the bell ring. And even then, but with the difference with this one, even when the bell rang, I was skeptical.
No, for sure. And also, it's important to remember he's supposed to be fighting Tommy Fury. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be. So this is even still with Hassan. It was still a last minute, contract, last minute everything. And then even though Hassan had a replacement too, they was still going. Everything is so last minute. And apparently, like you've been saying, the fight is still on BoxRec. It's still being promoted. So are we still fighting? Is there still a fight this weekend? It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day, and we don't know if we got a fight or not. What's going on?
Lil Rock told me that he's still getting ready for weigh-ins. That's what he said to me. He said, I don't know about y'all, but my stuff's still on BoxRec. I ain't got no call from the commission. And I said, Rock, I just saw the commercial for the fight this morning. It was around like a little after 10 in the morning. And I saw the commercial for the fight. I was like, well, it is just one day after the cancellation, so maybe it just ain't got to it yet, whatever. I was like, then when Rock told me that, he said, exactly. I'm trying to tell you, I haven't heard anything. So if you haven't heard anything, what the hell is going on with this fight? I'm just saying. And I don't even give a damn about the Jake Paul thing. I'm thinking about them other dudes that's on that undercard. That's what I'm thinking about.
Nah, for sure.
So you got Jake Paul. I hate to say this. Like, yes, I'm glad he brought more eyes to the game. I'm not neglecting that. I'm not neglecting that he, put his money to have the right people in around him. That's what he did. He took the money he made so he could have the right people and look the part.
Bought some yes men.
He looks the part. He's not as green anymore. He's a little brown. He's been in the gym and putting in the work. But I got a question. And I want to see what you got to say.
Shoot.
He whooped Lil Rock ass in the gym, correct? Supposedly, correct?
Correct.
I know. Yeah, apparently. Yes.
Yeah.
Lil Rock was like 227, 230, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So why Mr. 190? If he's shrinking to 190, weighing into these fights at 190, it shouldn't have been none for him to get to 2. If you beat him as bad as you say you did, why are you shrinking him down to 200?
We know why.
If you really did what you did to him.
Cat.
And past that. Back to the whole thing about the phone call. If you know Moose and Kassan is in camp, you could have easily said, you know what? Lil Rock, thanks for being professional, trying to make the weight. That's the good thing I want to say to you. But we gonna handle what we gotta handle later.
Nah, for sure.
But your nephew, I'ma fuck him up on Saturday.
Easy way to handle it.
Mm-hmm. I hate to put it like this. It just bothers me. This is what he remind me of. He remind me of that dude that never jumped off the porch, but always admired the guys that's off the porch. He want to be them so bad.
Yeah, he the dude that grew up in the suburbs with both his parents, but
he want to be them so bad.
Yeah,
he want to be able to say, you gotta, my backstory. Even some of the guys that I trained with who didn't win world titles, didn't win US NBC belts or whatever, do you see them walk? Like, if they was to get on this podcast, do you see me bringing my gear in here? Like, man, this is going to... Like, remember Mr. Will said, y'all bring some stuff in to decorate the table. Do you see my narrow ass coming in here with one of the trophies? Like, yeah, they going to see this shit. I won this. Put that trophy right there. I'm going to put this one right here. And I'm going to put this hand wrap right here. Because, yeah, they going to know that I used to fight.
I used to be a fighter.
I used to fight.
Those be the ones, bro.
Those be the ones. What's the one thing you heard that I'm gonna bring in? And that's because I want whoever, that come, they could sign it, and we'll always have it that each person that ever guest was in here, they signed the gloves that were for the podcast.
Yeah.
But besides that, this dude come into places with a made belt. He took the belt out and put it beside Amanda Serrano's blood, sweat, and tears. And I ain't bullshit.
I remember. What's the name of the belt? It's called the
Who give a shit what it's called? Belt? It don't matter.
It looked like it came out of one of those zebra gum wrappers.
You know what that
with the paper
fucking
tattoo
belt remind me of? It remind me of that belt when we was kids watching wrestling. You take the cardboard and build and cut it and all this.
That joint rinky dinky. Rinky dinky for real.
And the sad part is, and I think I said this to you, I said that I wouldn't be surprised if he clipped Tommy Fury if he was gonna fight Tommy.
Nah, for real. I had him beat Tommy Fury for real. I had him beat Tommy Fury.
So let's not make this like it's a big bashing thing. But this is a guy who is internet savvy, who knows how to, and once again, because like I said before, we already know what's going to come. We know a lot of these fighters. Mm-hmm. So and ironically, the first 2 episodes, it fell into place with the facts, and then us knowing some of these fighters and knowing how close we are to these fighters, it just fell right into it. And then, some people, they're going to say, oh, yeah, you cool with them. Yeah, you like them.
No, right is right and wrong is wrong. You got to call bluffs. We ain't on here to cap and lie to get views for y'all. We ain't on here to do that. We going to keep it 1,000 with y'all every episode. So you on here bluffing, you on here bullshitting, we for sure going to call that out. Am I lying?
Bruh, like Big Phillip Benson Jackson Philip Jackson Benson, that Bama was a monster. He fought Danny Jacobs. Look that junk up on YouTube when he fought Danny Jacobs. Oh my God. Like when they was in the blue and golds for all them guys. Philip Jackson, Big Phil in his prime. I don't believe in monsters in boxing, but damn, he was pretty close. Like he was, man. That's some stories for another day. The stuff that I saw, it was like watching it and doing this as he hitting guys. I'm like, man, I'm so glad I'm a little guy. Oh my God! But can you, man? I'm sitting there thinking to myself, can you imagine if Jake Paul fought Greg Newby or Philip Jackson Benson, or if he fought, you know, some of these guys, even Cujo, who Big Phil demolished that Rose Crawl. I mean, brutalized. Even Maxwell Taylor. These are light heavyweights I'm mentioning, but you know how easily when they leave there, and by the time they rehydrate after the weigh-in, they at 185, 190. But those guys would have just damaged him so bad, like really badly. And I'm saying that in the nicest way. It would have been just he would have did. What would have happened to him the same thing that happened to Cujo when he fought that Rose Garden, he fought Big Phil. It would have been blood everywhere. And it was, man, I still have dreams about that night, man. That was a brutal night. Like they were washing the glove. He wore white gloves. Phil chose to wear white gloves that night. I don't know
on purpose. Tank be doing that shit too.
What?
Tank be doing that shit too.
Son, Juice after the fight had the gloves and shit wiping the blood off. Like it took hours to get that shit off, bro. Like, man, can you imagine if any of these guys, Moose and Kassan fights him. Moose is at what, 200, 201? Man, Moose and I got Moose not even breathing heavy, dog.
No, for real. So realistically, man, in this fight game, if he is going to stay in the fight game and fight, I got a question for you. Who can he realistically beat that's a professional fighter?
You see this ball, right?
Understand. He don't understand. I gotta ask the hard questions.
No,
I gotta ask.
No, I don't like
I can't. I'm not giving you no ABC 1, 2, 3 Nick Jr. questions. You gotta answer these hard questions.
No, it's not that. Is the questions plausible? That's what I'm asking.
No, we need to hear from Goldenboy. Who do you think? Is there anybody out there, professional fighter? They could be 0-5, 1-17. Is there any fighter out there?
Oh, nah, there's some dudes out there,
that you think he could beat that's in his weight class?
Tommy Fury.
Yo,
like legitimate, like
swear,
that was the name.
That's a bad fight for Tommy. That is
the name.
Right.
Cause I don't mean to bash Tommy Fury like that, but we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep it all the way tall for y'all. He ain't too much greener than Jake. If you really want to go there, like what makes it look good is his last name.
Exactly.
This boy didn't grow up in the amateurs like that. He was from, like, it's starting to look more and more that way. Like, man, you just a model dude who didn't have nowhere else to turn after you finish reality TV. And now all of a sudden, because it's in your bloodline, you want to do this.
Right.
And he's stiff. He's pretty stiff. Like, he still has the nimble. He still got to make him a little more nimble at the waist, move his head off the line. He's still making certain mistakes that he's not even picking shots that well. So he's right on line with Jake. So it's like, besides Tommy Fury, you still got to tread softly because it's guys, man, that I grew up watching that come in there with 2-25 and 8-5 and 7-9 and 3-11 records, and these Bammers can go because they were moved up. They could fight, naturally can fight, but they were moved up too fast. And because a lot of them journeyman dudes, side note, so people can know, a lot of them guys that are journeyman fighters that can still box right, still got their stance right, stuff like that, this is what happens. They look at the prospect guys who try to fight every month or fight every other month, and next thing you know, they not able to fight and they on the shelf, but they still need the money. When you can want, you know how to fight, you know you're not worried to fight nobody. One of them guys where no matter who you put him in with, he can box. oh, I'm gonna go to DC, fight for $4 grand this week or $3 grand this week, then I don't get knocked out, I don't get stopped. Hell, I might even get robbed. And I've seen that. And next thing yeah, man, I'm already scheduled to fight in Georgia next Friday. I was like, what? These dudes bringing in 10 grand a month.
No,
like,
sure.
like 5 grand, 7 grand, stuff like that. After they done broke everybody off.
Yeah.
And they're okay with that. One guy I could easily name off the top of my head, Stephon McIntyre. Was that's a story for another day. That dude was killed. But it's guys like that where you gotta tread softly with guys like Tommy Fury, where you're like, dude, we still gotta make sure we know what we putting them in against.
Right, because some guys' careers are just managed very well.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can get an 8-0 fighter that would just move right, and a guy that's like 3-10 that just didn't have a good manager, and the 3-10 guy whoop old boy ass.
Bro,
crazy.
Like how many times we done seen that in the fight game?
Yeah.
And look at the junk with being with the managed right part that you just said. The whole Sway Vargas situation and the Gabby Flores situation, Gabriel Flores situation.
Right.
And they get in there with a guy like Stephon McIntyre, who was close to those 2 weights throughout his career, do stuff like that come in there and crush those type of kids. And get up off the stool knowing they might get robbed. I'm crushed. I gotta stop them. You know, or guys that they come up, and as they progress, they know coming into some other people's city that, man, this might not, I gotta really stop this guy, or I gotta do this, or I have to do that. And they just already know and off the top of their head what they dealing with. And some of them just wind up fighting good. Like some of them, like Josue Vargas and Gabriel Flores, they wind up meeting a guy like Gabriel Rosado. Guys that
got losses on the resume, but I always come to fight when he come in that ring, boy. Man, shout out to Gabriel Rosado, man. One of my favorite fighters today, man. For real, that boy bangs out. Right.
My goodness. You know, so you have those Emmanuel Augustus. Emmanuel Augustus, do you know that's how that whole mess happened with the Floyd Mayweather fight? Floyd didn't take whatever deal somebody off. I think it was Lou DiBella. Somebody gave Floyd a deal, and Floyd was like, "Nah, I'm not taking it." So they were mad at him. I think he wanted to fight Prince Nacimiento. I got to go back and read it again. But basically, they was like, "All right, you know what his punishment gonna be? We're gonna throw him in there with the drunken master." And at the time, he didn't know who. He had no clue who Emmanuel Augustus was. Had no idea. I think his name was Emmanuel Burton. No, that was later. He wound up going in there, and Emmanuel Augustus gave him all he wanted. Yeah. And when it was over, Kevin Kelly, the great Kevin Kelly, goes back to his dressing room, and Floyd, bloody knows everything. He was like, he had no gloves. You know, he unlaced his boots, but he's sitting on the bench at a towel, you know, wiping his nose, relaxing. And he put his arm around Floyd and was like, "Man, Floyd, you lucky that boy ain't had no crack, because if he did, he would have been out of there." Floyd did, like he said, he put, like, you Kevin Kelly, I'm Floyd, and you put his arm around, he went like this, he said, "Man, I don't never want to see that guy ever again in my life." Bruh, I just don't want to deal with it no more.
And like that.
Yeah, like,
you really do.
People don't understand that. So even with Jake, some of the stuff he's saying it for shock value. He is. He ain't that stupid. Oh yeah, I fought Nate Robinson. I fought Ben Askren, NBA champion, UFC champion. I fought Tyron Willie, bro. Tyron Willie's stocky guy, but he's super duper short. He fought at one. I forget what the welterweight is. Different.
I think it's like 160.
But I think some more people told me he had to go up 30 pounds or whatever to get to fight that. Yeah. Man, you getting crushed. Like you ain't fighting nobody for real. Like, and people say, well, still the UFC champion who's been there. Yeah, but at the same time, with UFC, but with MMA fighters, I was around so many different ones, like Marshall Thompson, Schoolboy, oh my gosh, forget this guy name. He come out around 15 and he's been fighting in the UFC. Forget his name. But basically, I'm gonna make sure I say his name next time. But basically, they're taught, like how we're taught to point your shoulder at the guy and get more reach. They're taught to be like a little more square, like in wrestling and all those other ones. They're taught to be more square to catch that stuff or whatever, the block takedowns, all those different things. In the other sport, in our sport, you're not taught to do that. You know, so it's different. It's a lot of things where they have to break certain habits just to get to those type of boxing fights.
No, for sure.
You know, so now I ask you, who you, I can't think of nobody. Who you think who you think being anybody? Matter of fact, why you think I'm going on Box Rec right now?
Man,
I'm gonna go see
put
the
my
list.
thinking cap on, man.
Man, I'm going right on Box Rec right now.
Who can Jake Paul beat? If y'all watching live, y'all tuned in. Who do y'all think Jake Paul can beat? That's a professional boxer in the game right now. I'm gonna think on it for a couple seconds. Who we got?
Can he beat Lawrence Okoli?
Hell to the no.
Big Sauce.
Hell to the no.
Slim. Okay.
Now he asking me loaded questions.
Can he beat Andrew Tabiti?
No.
Okay.
That's a good point you made. Like Tommy Fury, he might be that might have been his claim to victory right there. But imagine if he did beat Tommy Fury, all the shit we'd have to listen to. I beat a boxer. I beat a real fighter.
Bruh, even if Usyk was still at cruiserweight, if Tony Bellew,
don't do that to that
Tony,
boy.
no, we're gonna go there. If Tony Bellew was still at cruiserweight, what happens to him?
He dies. Shit.
The brutal punishment he takes.
You see about to mess Joshua ass up again. We can say that for another day though.
Bruh, just these names. Hell, we're gonna do a light heavyweight that's moved up. Cause he just fought one of our hometown guys. One of our guys, Big Sam Cross, VG. Badu Jack. Somebody who ain't got a lot of pop.
Right.
Somebody who ain't got a lot of pop.
Badu Jack tough though.
Badu Jack does what to him?
Crushes him.
Every
in
time
fantastic fashion. That's not even a close fight. That don't even make sense.
Soon as he throws something, Badu's already done hit him 3 times and Badu over here.
Yeah, that don't even go past.
And
the
he got to turn to adjust. And Badu already done skated behind him and patted him on the butt and said, I'm over here.
Badu Jack, man, that don't even make sense for him to fight Badu Jack, bro.
I'm just, no, I know that, but I'm just throwing these names out.
Oh, I got you.
Who these guys, like, even these, matter of fact, I'm about to type, man, forget top cruiser. We're going to say top prospect cruiserweights. Yep.
Prospects.
Top prospects.
Prospect cruiserweight. Who's the one dude that just fought on Top Rank the other weekend?
Oh, dang it.
You know I'm bad with names. I'm terrible with names.
The boy from the Olympics? No, I think he's fighting at heavyweight. The boy from the Olympic team?
Is he heavyweight?
I think he's heavyweight.
Was he 2-0 now?
Yeah, he's 2-0 now.
Okay.
And he's not.
He ain't nothing special, but I still think he'll dig in Jake ass.
I'm trying to think if he's too big. That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think if he's too big for Jake.
He kind of built like a defensive tackle for real.
No bull, bro. He's so wide across. Like the way you gotta step around somebody, man. He really gotta step around that bam.
No, for sure.
Jake really gotta move around that fool. Who else? I'm trying to think. Who else?
I can't think of nobody.
Let me go through the list.
I can't think of nobody.
Top cruiserweight prospects. Oh, I didn't even mention Makabu. If he could afford Makabu. Makabu probably puts him to sleep, no matter how slow Makabu is.
For sure.
Makabu hit you, you know about it.
For sure.
You hurt. You is hurt.
Nah, hurt for real.
Dang.
Man, I hate to even bring this up, man. You see the nonsense he said about Canelo?
What now?
He said he can go in there. He has the style to beat Canelo, the speed and the power to beat Canelo Alvarez.
Stop, bro.
I'm gonna give you that last little bit of ammunition for the show. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Cause it's just gonna piss me off more. That's
exactly. That's what we want.
I want to say. Go ahead.
That's what we want. Come on. Jake Paul got the speed, the power, the accuracy, and the style to beat Canelo Alvarez. He will be world champion one day. These ain't my words though.
Is okay. All right. Let's keep it square biz. Let's keep it square biz.
Set it off. I poured the gasoline. You like the match.
The very beginning, he said, that's the biggest fight to be made, me and Canelo. He's partially right. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I pay to see him get destroyed. I ain't gonna lie to you. That he's actually right.
From a business standpoint,
From a business standpoint, because you know the casuals that he gonna have sitting down.
Right.
And the Paul family is the type of dudes that don't mind taking an ass whooping for some bucks.
Oh, no doubt. What's that show? A jackass when they do all that dumb shit for money. Like that's
they are a light white collar version of that. Yep. You're darn tootin'. So Cinnamon has said he needs to learn how to be a fighter, and I will gladly invite him and his brother to my camp to be in camp as long as they want to train, learn how to be fighters. They ain't take that man up on that offer.
Shit.
So let's scratch that offer. And I'm gonna ask everybody in the room, if you got the Logan brothers and you bring them Bammers to headbangers.
Sheed is digging in they ass. Yo, Sheed. Hey, shout out Sugar Sheed. Shout out Sugar Sheed. He digging all up in their ass.
We know you don't talk. Quick. Just give me the head nod. That Bammer get destroyed.
For real.
Slim.
For real. It's a couple Bammers that get in his ass.
Bruh. Jared Hurd in his prime. What happens to them two? Jared Hurd in that ring at Hillcrest? Bruh.
Nah, bro.
Slim, what I had to deal with trying to keep turning on this fool? Bruh. Now, you take them over to Dream Team. And you remember, I was there. I done seen Mike Reed in his prime. Mike Yes Indeed Reed. I done seen him spar Jared.
Yeah.
And working with Jared. Right there working with him. Seen him with Tank. Working with all, just any of them. I could see Mike Yes Indeed Reed working with Jake. Yeah. And I could see Sly. Alante. Beating the dog shit out of Logan.
Fucking them up, bro.
So this is just our area. Just our area alone.
Right.
If you take him, Kenichi, we here, right? You take them all. You take Logan and Jake over to No Excuse. I got double R. I got Rihanna digging in Jake ass
to the body, too. She does beautiful body work. It's over with.
Slim, he gonna feel every bit of liquor he ever drank.
They spitting them mouthpieces out the ring.
Oh, my Lord.
Time out. Time.
Slim.
Yo.
For real, like.
But no, hey, but look, though. I don't know if you said this already. It's almost a death wish for even one of them. For real. But you know our boy Dusty making a comeback. I will take Dusty right now. I'll take Dusty right now. Give him the bag. Go fight Jake Paul.
190?
190. Put him out his misery. Save the boxing world. And get your bag, big bro. Get your bag. What you think Dusty do to him, bro?
As a guy who grew up in the amateurs with Dusty, sparred with Dusty, been in trained next to Dusty for years. Dusty fight like an old pro, an old man. The type Dusty is like, you know what Dusty is? Mark Jackson. I just watched that daggone documentary on the top point guards from New York. Remember how they say about Mark Jackson? You can never push his pace.
Yeah,
he gonna do what he gonna do. That's Dusty.
Right.
Don't matter what shape he in, what weight he at. That man is in control in the ring. Only time I ever thought to see him out of control is only one time. He fought at the Nationals, and the kid beat him on points. But if it was a pro fight, Dusty win.
Yeah.
That's how that fight went. And when he had signed to fight Boo Boo, that was the only other time I ever felt that guy might push his pace.
Right.
That was the only time. What Dusty does, I done seen Dusty come in off the street. Bruh. I've seen Dusty Hind Potts at his heaviest come off the street, no mouthpiece. We never used to spar mouthpiece because you heard that already. And sparred everybody in the gym. And now when you talking about a world-class fighter or a top amateur or top prospect or whatever, world-class prospect, that doesn't sound too difficult. But there are guys that I have seen that don't know them. The guys might not be on their level in the gym, and they wind up pushing their pace. Nah, bro. The stuff he would do, man, Dusty would do this, do this shit, right? Just be on inside, which he'll let you walk in, and hit you with a backhand from back here, and hit you in the head. Come back, hit you in the face, slide over, hit you with an uppercut, spin you around.
He playing with people. Dusty ain't playing. I ain't know Dusty was that flexible.
Bruh, I done seen him do that junk to a lot of Bammers, man.
Damn.
I done seen him do that to so many Bammers, bro. He will seriously have fun with Jake. Either one of them, honestly. He will seriously punish them. That, bro.
I hope they find Dusty, man, and call him out so he can get that bag, man. Get Dusty that bag, man. He deserved it. He deserved it. Matter of fact, while we talking about Dusty, let's shout out Dusty this weekend. He's promoting the card with Side Nation Sports. They fighting August 5th at the Rosecroft.
Yes,
tickets
indeed.
are still available. Make sure you guys go check them out on Instagram, Side Nation Sports or Dusty 30th on Instagram. Check them out. See if you guys can get tickets to the fight. Also, we got another fight this weekend, August 6th at the Live Casino in Maryland. Tony Jetta Promotions put on a fantastic card. Headlined by Jordan White, Damon Nicholson. It's going to be a great night of boxing. Make sure you guys check it out. You got anything else, brother?
Thanks for watching, guys.
So, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. This is Slip Encounter. Make sure you guys tune in. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Slip Encounter Podcast. We out.
Always a pleasure, bro.
Indeed.